Are you looking for complementary ways to support your body through the cold, flu, and virus season? These practices are excellent to help move stuck, stagnant energy from the body, which includes toxins. If you haven't yet subscribed, please do so now and hit the bell so that you're notified of any new videos as they drop. Both my students and myself have been practicing these daily rituals, and not only do they give us something to work with and focus on, but they give us a sense of purpose and support the body whilst everybody around us has been falling prey to fear tactics that have been spread around the globe. Remember that the body reacts to fear. What we're trying to do is bring the body back into alignment by fortifying our inner systems to such a degree that we don't necessarily stop feeling the fear, but we stop reacting to the fear. Have you ever considered that the one thing that you don't want to happen generally happens? It's because we're focusing all our attention on the thing. So if you don't want to fall and you're constantly thinking, I mustn't fall, I mustn't fall, I don't want to fall, I don't want to fall, whoop, you trip and off you go. You're on the ground, right? The idea here is that you are creating practices and tools that help take you from that fear, that focus of fear, and move you in the direction of where you actually want to go without considering that you're running away from something. I've spoken in my other video called How to Find Alignment with the Self, linked below for you, about how when you're in an expansive state that you're actually magnetic and that you're magnetizing the things that you want most to you. When we're in the opposite fear state, when we're contracted and when our energy field has been brought in, what happens is that we're conserving energy, and so we're not pushing out any good vibes, so to say, but what we're doing is we're contracting and we're bringing everything close to us. Someone who feels expansive has an auric field that is quite wide. Someone who feels contracted is someone who has an auric field that's quite close to their body. Now, in various situations, you may want to intentionally draw your aura to you. You may want to contract. You may want to be unseen, and you may want to be left alone, and you may want to be in your own space. And that is totally fine. We're not for 1 second saying that you should have an expansive aura all the time. However, we want to learn how to regulate that and how to direct and inform our energy as to whether or not to expand or contract. Now, when you hear something that puts you in a feared state and your aura contracts just by simply thinking the thought and feeling the emotion, your aura is going to come in and it's going to protect you. Think about it as being not wanting to be seen. So if you're out there and you're expansive and you're looking around like it's look at me, but if you're bringing your aura back in, you're kind of hunched over, eyes down, shoulders rounded, and protecting that which is most precious to you, your heart space, right? So along with this aura that expands and contracts, you have energy channels that run through the body. These can be called nadis as part of the yogic teachings. They can be called meridians through Chinese medicine theory. Regardless of what you call them, there are energetic pathways that run through the body and connect the various parts of the body. Not only do these energy channels run in the body, but they also reverberate and reflect outwards. So it's the same thing as a chakra, which is what we call the energy centers, the data banks that live within our bodies. They're not just stagnant little round discs that live within the body. They're cone-like shapes that are emanating energy forward and backwards and all around us constantly. And the information that they hold within the body has been spiraled and sent out into the field, into your auric field. So the times where you start to feel scared and frightened, this sends a signal into one of the data banks, depending on where you're experiencing it, generally in the first data bank, the base energy center, and maybe even the sacral. And that in itself contracts that energy center and draws the energy not further out, but also back in. And so what we're trying to do with the idea of using alternative or complementary therapies when we're protecting ourselves from pathogens or dogma or the narrative that's been put out into society right now is to guard our energy, is to be very, very clear about the things that contract our energy and the things that expand the energy, and being clear about whether or not those signals that are externally being stimulated inwards are what we actually intentionally want to partake in. So say, for example, you're scrolling through social media and you see something that someone's posted and immediately you feel a pang in your stomach or you feel your heart rate start to quicken. My suggestion would be to consider whether or not that particular post or that stimulus is something that is worth becoming frightened over or is worth having a physiological response over. And if it is, consider why you're experiencing it. What is it trying to tell you? At what point does that stimuli reflect what's already going on within you? And you already have that experience within you, otherwise you wouldn't recognize it out in the world. And so there's a couple of things that you can do here, which I teach my clients as part of our soul mentoring coaching, is to look at the stimuli and see what it reflects within. And there's a process to go through it. But if you can see that, then you can start to witness it as the witness and see it for what it really is. I'd love to hear from you if you have experienced this trigger from something that's outside of you. Maybe you're watching the news, or like I said, scrolling social media. Pop it in the comments below. So to get to the juicy bits, the ways in which you can support the body, the energetic body, from feeling constricted and contracted is through 3 of my favorite ways. Firstly, acupressure. So there are gateways and portals on the physical body that connect to the energetic body. And what we're trying to do is access any stuck or stagnant energy that's in the energy body by going through these portals. And so these are known as acupressure points, or also the energy centered points. Now, to supercharge this, I take essential oils, a reputable brand that is 100% pure essential oil, and I use the energy of the plant, so the beautiful aromatic experience plus the energetic expression, and I place that essential oil on that point to synergize and open up a pathway within the body. And then thirdly, I layer in breath work. And so this could be a number of different breathwork techniques that we'll work through depending on what it is that we're looking to achieve or address. But remember that the minute you can breathe deeply, the minute that you can breathe effectively, in turn, you are supporting the body to do what it does most naturally and best. So as we're starting to breathe deeply, we're contracting through the diaphragm muscle, hopefully in a full breath. And we're changing the pressure between the abdominal and the chest cavity. And not only are we changing that pressure, but we're massaging the organs that are all around the diaphragm muscle. So the lung, the heart, the liver, the gallbladder, the stomach, the spleen, all of these organs are getting a massage by simply breathing deeply. And so breathing in various techniques will support you with, whether it's looking to activate and support the digestive system, or maybe it's the respiratory system, so many other ways in which we can do this. And there's so many different techniques that address different systems. So firstly, we're doing acupoint, then we're adding aroma and essential oils, the subtle aromatherapy practices, and then breath work layered on top of that. A really beautiful combo to support the immune system as we go through times of challenge, stress, and also to support the immune response. If you have found value in today's episode, please join us for the 5-day energy cleanse. There's a link below to join. You get 5 practices delivered to your inbox consecutively over 5 days, which will help you set up some really robust rituals that you can continue to practice for the rest of your life. Make sure that you watch this video, which is an aroma energetics protocol that I teach you on how to apply the essential oil to the body and also move the body and breathe so that you can release any tension, tightness, emotional blockages, or toxins from the body.